you can't learn really much about yourself when you're trying to control all these external things. You have to get this in control. And then you'll see how that reflects out into everything around you. And then when something comes into your space, it's because it's supposed to be there, because you're supposed to be looking at it, because there's a lesson to learn. And that's how, even when you start moving up into these higher regions where you need to be cautious where you go and what you affiliate with, that's how you'll even get a sign sometimes that, hey, you need to get in there and really, really set that order straight about your affiliation. So since I have to do it, I can imagine that that's probably coming to the community in some way, shape, or form, where we need to really be on point with what we're saying we represent, especially, or who we're with, especially since in all these channels and all this watching going on and people got other people's data and information and he's affiliated with that. Like, I went into my Facebook groups and I didn't know that people could add you to Facebook groups, right? So personally, I use Facebook just for the activity feed. So when I tap into groups, I'm seeing that I'm a member of 300 groups. And I'm like, okay, I'm not a member of any real groups. And I started looking in these groups. And man, I'm telling you, if somebody had just decided to do screen captures and say, Sevan's in this group, he's in this group, he's in this group, people would think I'm a Crowleyist, alien worshiper, and all sorts of stuff, just based on the affiliation of the groups that I have been added to. And on top of that, I don't know if, let's say in one of these groups, there's a sleeper cell or some stuff goes crazy and they say, everybody in that group, we need to now be on them and watching them and all this. That's what affiliation is. Okay. So if you don't really represent that, why are you in that space? And that's what I realize in this conscious community. What they're doing is they're casting this huge blanket or envelope and basically saying everybody in there is all together. First of all, we're all together anyway. So get that out of the way. What is tribe? Tribe is when we have an institution. We have something a constitution, if you may, or us being together. And in that constituent, we are agreeing on this frequency spectrum of where we want to go because we want to make progress. So that way, if someone's teaching math, it's not because they think they know math. It's because they know. And we have set up a sanctum to where when you say in your life, I'm ready to learn math or Ma'at, we do you the favor that all family members to do for each other and make sure that we put someone in front of you that knows Ma'at. So this way it decreases the amount of time and perils that you can experience on the journey, because that's what your parents are trying to do. With our kids, we try to reduce as much of the perils and the problems that we went through in their lives. And if we raise them properly, they actually get that awareness. That's why I'm here in front of you right now. My mother did the best that she could with what she had and what she was presented with in life and all of the things against her to raise me in a way that was similar to what the principles and the core ideals that her mother and father gave to her. So when you cut that off, which would be simple as like also saying that, hey, anybody can come up here and teach. Anybody go, who wants to teach math today? Well, I don't even know a math, but I'm going to give it a shot. This is what the conscious community is now consisting of. And so that's why my title today is Dear Conscious Community. Like, I'm at this stage right now where my ancestors are telling me, check your affiliations. And as a tribe, we're generally eating the same thing spiritually. So this means that there's a lot of things that are going to be very similar about us. And as I said, what's happening right now is the main energy, if you may, our collective co-creative forces saying your affiliations. We right now are at this stage where we're like air balloons. Okay? In an air balloon, you got these big bags holding the air balloon down into the ground. When it's time to take off, you have to decide when you're going to release some of those bags to their place. Nothing is ever separate. But things need to be in their place. And if they're sitting right in your house, talking right in your ear, influencing where you're going, that's not where they need to be if they're not leading you into this higher discernment and balance of truth.